the song unwritten in the noise, the hush behind a world of joys, the heartbeat lost in neon air, still there but no one stares. If silence had a softer hue, it'd sound a lot like you. I walk through crowds, silent screams, lost in someone else's dream. The voice is high, the colors bright, but nothing felt quite right. I smiled and nodded, played the part while breaking in my heart. My words were blurred by all the sound they sang, but still were found. I found my peace beneath the storm, in words that stayed warm. I am the song unwritten in the noise, the hush behind a world of joys, the heartbeat lost in neon air, still there but no one stares. If silence had a softer hue, it'd sound a lot like you. I tried to shout, but chose to hum, 'cause yelling made me numb. And though the volume pulled me near, I sang what none could hear. No page, no post, no megaphone, just lines I claimed alone. They never asked to change the tide, just kept me safe inside. I found my peace beneath the storm, in words that stayed warm. I am the song unwritten in the noise, the hush behind a world of joys, the heartbeat lost in neon air, still there but no one stares. If silence had a softer hue, it'd sound a lot like you. I wrote them when my voice was small, and left them where no one would fall. There are letters under faded skies, folded without replies. No stamps, no names, no place to send, just thoughts I couldn't mend. I lay them down in quiet fields where dust refused to heal, too soft to burn, too real to keep. They stayed in buried sleep. Not every message needs to fly. Some rest and still survive. but stayed behind. They hold no anger, bear no blame, just silence, wrapped in name of who I was, of who I tried, when pain could not be tied. And if you find one in the breeze, it's me, trying to ease. These are the letters I left in the dust. I'm random, but still robust. They may not make it to your door, but live forevermore. And if your heart has felt that ache, you've read what I can't fake. Oh, I never sent them, never must, but they remain in the dust. They wanted ink to make it real, but I was made of what I feel. No paper held the lines I wrote, no rhyme, no perfect note, but every scar upon my skin spoke more than songs within. They searched for verses pure and clean, but I was torn between the things I lived and didn't say. They wrote me anyway. I am not made of crafted tone, I'm verse in skin and bone. These are the verses made of me, of nights I fought invisibly, of tears that dried but never lied, of pain I kept inside. You won't find rhymes that softly drone. I'm raw in skin and bone. They asked for lines that sound like grace, but mine had broken face. I offered truth with jagged edge, not sweet but full of pledge. I carry stanzas in my walk, my breath, my silent talk. Each heartbeat rhymes with what I lost. Each step still pays the cost. No need for ink to carve my tone. I live in skin and bone. These are the verses life has sown in wounds I hid but now own. No book can hold what I've been through, but still I carry truth. So if you feel too torn to show, your skin already knows. You are a poem never shown, but always known in skin and bone. They search for fire in my name, but I carried light without a flame. They look for sparks marks in what I said, for heat, for words in red. But I just moved in gentle grace, a glow not built to blaze. They missed the light inside my chest, too soft to beat the rest. But it was there in every breath, a torch that fought off death. I wasn't fire meant to blind, but light that heals the mind. I carried light, a flame. No burn, no ash, no need for fame. I walked through dark with quiet eyes and lit the space inside. You won't see smoke or glowing skies, but still my soul would rise. They didn't see the way I shone in rooms where I felt alone, but I became the softest guide for those who chose to hide. No match was struck, no wildfire grew, yet still I always knew my light was not for crowds to claim, the truth without a name. Some lights don't dance or shout through flame, but burn without a name. I carried light they never saw, in silence they gained quiet awe. No flash to prove what lived in me, just glow persistently. So if you feel your light is tame, you shine without the flame. You don't need fire to be bright. You are the flameless light. They heard my silence, called it weak, but never knew how loud I speak. I walk the world without a shout, no stage, no screaming out. They took my hush for empty space, not strength, not sacred grace, but in the places no one looks, I wrote without the books, a voice that never begged to win, but bloomed deep from within. Not every voice must rise above, some speak with quiet love. I am the voice beneath my quiet, not silence, just a softer riot. No need to thunder through the sky. I breathe and still defy. You may not hear my every sound, but still I shake the ground. They praised the ones who roared and flamed, while mine remained unnamed. But not all fires burning gold, some glow when nights grow cold. I found my echo in my chest, no crowd but still expressed. Each word I whispered held my weight, then screams that came too late. So if you're told you're small or mild, you're still the unheard wild. I am the voice beneath my quiet, a storm that no one can deny it. I move the soul without a sound, I rise without the crowd. So when you're still and feel too small, you're more than what they call. I was a line too scared to sound until I rose from underground. I was the lyric left unstrung, too raw, too high strung. They passed me by for a smoother phrase, but I still burn for days. My edges didn't fit the mold, too jagged, far too bold. But silence couldn't keep me caged. I turned and filled the page. They thought I'd never rise or peak, but I have learned to speak. I am the lyric that found its fire, no longer a ghost, no more denier. Each broken rhyme I used to fear now sings so sharp, so clear. No need for perfect tone or beat, just truth inside my feet. They said my voice was much too strange, too soft, too wide in range. But I was never meant to blend. I rise where others end. Each time they skip the lines I wrote, I breathe without their note. Now every verse they fail to see becomes a part of me. No longer talk beneath critique. This lyric learned to speak. I am the lyric they once ignored. Now every breath becomes a chord. I speak for those still held inside, their truth they've yet to write. So if you're waiting small and meek, you too can learn to speak. You are the line you long to hear. Don't wait, just draw it near. They told me silence means there's none, but I heard truth when noise was gone. I used to run from quiet hours, afraid of empty powers. But in the hush I learned to hear the things I once held dear. No echo shouted out my name, yet still the stillness came and spoke in ways that sound could miss, like pain inside a kiss. Not every song wears colors loud, some bloom beneath the shroud. Stillness has a sound, I swear. It hums beneath the heavy air. It holds the weight we never speak, the lost, the bold, the weak. And though no one may hear its cry, its It's where the truest songs begin. I was never meant to steal the light, just hold it long enough to guide. I was not made to be the star, the light that wins the heart. I wasn't born the bold refrain, the quiet in the rain. The spotlight passed me every time, but still I felt sublime. Not every song begins with flame. Some walk without a name, and while the verse might steal the stage, I hold the turning page. I am the bridge, not the verse, the calm between the loud and worse, the part they skip, the part they pass. But I still let them last. Without my chords, they never land. Yet few will understand. I stitch the silence into song, make wrong still carry on. I've been between the rise and fall, unseen but holding all. No glory waits beneath my feet, no cheer, no grand repeat. But in the breath between the scenes, I keep what music means. No chorus crowns what I rehearse, still I complete the verse. I am the bridge, and I remain a quiet pulse through joy and pain. I don't need fame to prove my thread. I rise where others dread. So when you feel you don't belong, you are what makes them strong. They won't remember every word, but I'm the silence they still heard. I'm inkless and infinite. No journal binds the breath I live. A living verse, impulse and ache. I breathe but never strayed. So if you felt unseen or dim, you shine not less than them. Not less than, not less than. No ink, no mark, yet here I stay. So the page could not convey. They said your truth must touch the page, be penned to leave the cage. But I have lived in wordless flame, no name, yet still the same. I walk through fire with bare feet, no script, no soft repeat. Still every step was etched in sky, a trail, the stars reply. Not every voice needs lines to rise and shine. Without the light, the last faith, and I am inkless and infinite. No gentle binds the breath I live. A living verse, They search for legacies in stone, in songs the world has known. But I exist beyond the frame, no fame, yet just the same. My story lies in silent glows, in tears nobody knows, in strength that never asked to be defined so visibly. The loudest hearts don't always hit, some are inkless and infinite. I am inkless and infinite, not lost, just never counterfeit. A rhythm born from things unsaid, I breathe what others dread. So if you felt unseen or dim, you shine not less than them. No pen can hold what lives in you, infinite and inkless too.
I searched for lines in distant skies, not knowing I was what I tried to spin me out. I wrote of stars, a wind, a flame of love without a name. I chased the beauty others see, but missed the heart in me. My hands once reached for perfect rhymes, but lost my truest times. I searched for verses in the rain, yet drowned in my own pain. But in the quiet of that plea, I found the poem was me. I am the poem I forgot, a tender line the world did not know. Sun it sang the way I've been, but still I don't pretend. I bloom in stanzas undefined, a soul that's not confined. They told me poems must be neat, with rhyme and measured beat, but mine was wild and full of scars. It bled between the bars. I used to fear my scattered form, my ink that broke the norm. But now I see in every tear a truth that drew me near. No need for pages, lines decree, I am the poetry. I am the poem I once lost, forgotten, buried in the frost, but thawed by time and fire and grace. I write with no erase. So if you've wandered far from you, return your poem too. Don't search for lines, you've always been. You're the poem soft within.
I used to fear the empty room, the echo spoke of doom. But when the voices all fell flat, the It taught me how to stand. It let me fall without a net, no comfort, no regret. But in that fall I heard my breath, still strong, though close to death. I searched for answers in the crowd, but found them in the sound of nothing said and nothing planned. Just peace I didn't understand. No one else could set me free, but silence heard me beat. The silence that saved me didn't flatter, didn't chase me bravely. It let me break, it let me bruise until I had to choose. And when the noise had walked away, the quiet asked me to stay. Not every savior comes with sound. Some just sit and stay. Some stories aren't for daylight eyes, they live in ink that midnight dries. I've written words I'll never speak to stars that never peak. Each sentence carved in fading breath, too close to dream, too far from death. No morning hand will turn these lines. They wait in shadowed signs, unread by crowds or daylit needs. Just pages darkness reads, pages only darkness reads, filled with my unspoken needs. They hold the thoughts I won't explain, the guilt, the quiet pain. And when the silence wraps me tight, they open every night. I tuck them deep beneath my skin, where light can wander in. Each syllable a breath I hide, that glows when I've denied. The world won't quote the words I blend, the night knows what I said. And even if they are gone unseen, they burn behind the screen. Not every truth was made for light. Some write themselves at night. Not every light leads the way. Some just burn in silence. I waited when the sunrise fades in quiet and empty shades. I called the sky to hum my name, but still no echo came. The golden hours turned their face and left an aching space. I reach for warmth, I reach for spring, but light refused to sing. And in that hush I found the sound of being not yet found. When the light refused to see, I heard the song of suffering. Not loud, not sweet, but low and real, the kind that scars can feel. And though no dawn came breaking through, the dark taught something true. The stars blinked out, the colors dulled. My hope was growing cold, but even there, beneath that weight, I learned to resonate. Not every beam was meant to shine. Some fade by grand design, but still I hum through everything, even when the light won't sing. Well, light abandoned night embrace and gave its own soft grace. When the light refused to sing, I sang with shadows gathering. I stitched my voice from fractured piece and found a strange release. You don't need brightness to belong, just one unshaken song. I am the song I thought I'd lose when light forgot to choose. Hush now, pain that never screamed. You're safe inside this dream. No need to form a perfect phrase. Just rest inside the haze. I see the words behind your eyes, the ones that sleep inside. You've carried them so long alone. Let them be softly known. I sing for what you couldn't say, for what you gave away. These are lullabies for the unspoken, for hearts to bruise, for thoughts still broken. They hum in chords that never press, but soothe the quiet mess. No spotlight needed, just the dark where silence leaves a mark. I won't ask your truth to rise, just breathe with heavy eyes. Not every story needs to speak. Some heal while staying weak. I'll hold the weight you never named, the guilt you left untamed. And if your voice is much too small,
silence.
Not every song ends with sound. Some end by staying quiet.
There's one last chord I meant to play, but fear got in the way. It lingered just beneath my hands, unheard, but still it stands. You looked at me like songs do end, with tears and no pretend. But I just froze between the keys, my truth lost on the breeze. And now this silence holds the stage. I'm trapped inside its page. I am the last note never played, the word I wrote but never said, the echo waiting on the brink, but drowned before the ink. And no melody to escape. Its shape was still well made. Sometimes I hum it in the dark, a ghost without a mark. It fills a space you used to be, unheard, but haunting me. I never found the breath to try to say a real goodbye. Now every silence I pass through still hums a part of you. The quiet never lets me go. It knows what I won't show. I am the last note never played, the sound that fear and time betrayed, a song that lived behind my chest, but never found its rest. And though no one will hear it whole, it's still complete to my soul. Some songs were never meant to end, they were just meant to wait. Not everything I meant was said, some of it was silence shaped by you. You weren't the words I used to write, but more the space of light between each line I couldn't frame. You lived inside the flame. You weren't the rhyme that meant the end, but breath I couldn't send. And every time my voice would shake, it's you behind the break. You didn't speak, but still you stayed inside the sounds I wear. You were the pause in my voice, not a line, but still my choice. The echo where my courage died, the place I went to hide. And though you never spoke aloud, you filled my quiet pride. I tried to say what you became, but stopped before the name. You never asked for verse or vow, just space I honor now. Each time I froze between a phrase, you stood inside the haze, the stuttered breath, the drifting eyes, all yours in soft disguise. And if I trembled in the song, it's where you still belong. You were
pause in my voice, the silence I cannot avoid. Not missing, just too deep to sound, but always hanging round. And now when I can finally sing, you are the quiet ring.
I never wrote it loud enough, but it was always there between the lines. The words were never fully formed, just sketches, weather worn. They slipped through pages torn and gray, like truths I couldn't say. I etched in corners small and shy, hoping no one pry, but still the ink began to glow. A voice I didn't know. I thought I'd only write to mend, but silence became a friend. These are whispers between the lines, half lost thoughts and crooked rhymes. They never begged for stage or name, just warmth inside the flame. If you reach slow and hold your breath, you'll find what I had left. The ink still shakes, the lines still fade, but I no longer trade the quiet pain I used to flee. Now walks in step with me. I never meant to make a mark, just light a single spark to show that even broken hands can build without demands. And though the world may never see, the lines remember me. These are whispers between the lines, where grief and grace have intertwined. They never asked to heal the world, just me when pain unfurled. And if your silence sounds like mine, then read between the lines. Not every silence is empty. Some are full of notes left behind. No curtain call, no grand goodbye, just echoes passing by. I left no trail, no final sound, just quiet all around. But in that hush, I scribbled low some things I couldn't show. Not meant to rise, not meant to shine, just meant to still be mine. They weren't for crowds or flashing light, just something to hold at night.
just truth. In quiet days, each line a step, each chord a breath that pulled me back from death. No one clapped, no roses thrown, but still they led me home with melodies too faint to scream but loud inside my dream. The quiet sang what I could not, a song I never bought. These are notes left in the quiet, where the loud world can't deny it. The speaking hums in subtle lake, but hold what words can't fake. And when the silence starts to press, they sing what I suppress. Not every silence is absence. Some are songs I did not dance.
I stayed quiet so long until the echo spoke first. I whispered into hollow stone, afraid to stand alone. My voice was thin, it barely stayed, a breath that slipped and swayed. But walls remember what we send, and echoes never end. They turn my silence into thread and stitched the words I bled. I didn't know what I could be until it answered me. This is where the echo starts to speak, where broken sounds no longer weak. They climb the walls we used to fear, and ring so crystal clear. If you've ever screamed alone, you know the echo's tone. It wasn't loud, it wasn't grand, but still it took my hand and led me through the quiet dark toward a single spark. I never meant to rise or burn, but some of us return, not as we were, but full and real, with scars that learn to heal. I thought I'd vanish soft and meek, but now I start to speak. This is where the echo starts to speak, where silence turns from cold to sleep. It teaches you your voice was there, just lost beneath despair. And when you finally let it rise, it shapes your quiet skies. I thought I was the end of sound, but echo found what I had drowned.
I didn't vanish, I just became the song.
I used to stand behind the sound, too scared